Do you reckon is for those who feel stuck in the process by Chris R. Like, so the link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out. So let's get to this working in 3, 2, 1.
So I want to make this video about anyone who feels stuck in the process of life, of working towards something, or
Yeah,
just in a certain phase of your life you feel stuck and you're trying to move and work towards something else, but it just seems like you're just constantly in that process, so you're not getting to that point yet.
yeah,
So I'm dealing with that with a few things in my life. Just some things work related, and it can be very frustrating and
yeah,
very tiring at times, where you're just constantly working towards something and it just seems like you're stuck in that process of working towards it, and
yeah,
that thing just seems like it's still, on the other side of something, on the other side of that hill, but you can constantly just keep working towards it.
yeah,
Just want to say that it is attainable. It is something that is going to happen. It just takes
yeah,
time. And a lot of times, especially when you feel like you want to quit the most, when you feel like
yeah,
you just don't have anything left to give, is usually when you're the closest.
yeah,
You can try 9 times, keep failing every time, and then that 10th
yeah,
time you quit, not knowing that on the 11th or the 12th is when it would have all broken through for you. So, one
yeah,
thing I've done recently was snowboarding. I was in Serbia, as you guys saw the last video, I was there. I've never really done snowboarding before, besides maybe like 20 minutes with my dad when I was like 10, which I don't really count, just kind of messing around. But actually trying to snowboard on real hills and like
oh,
mountains and
really?
everything is just completely new for me. And I went with people who've been doing it for 15 years.
Wow,
I went
really?
with my girlfriend who was also new, but she picked it up pretty much right away. That first day was terrible, and I couldn't even stand up, and I felt very discouraged, and it felt awful. Just seeing everyone just completely go right away, just figuring it out right away, and I was
Yeah,
there just completely failing and falling and bruised my butt a ton. But second day, got some help. Same thing, kept falling a ton and a ton, very frustrating. But towards the end of the day, started to get it a little bit more. Started to get it up a little bit, started to make a little bit of progress, and that was enough to kind
yeah,
of keep me going. Then third day, you know, went right back to square one. Just couldn't even get up. Very
wow,
discouraging. So
really?
it was kind of that feeling of just being stuck in that process of just, oh my gosh, here we go again and again. And I very easily could have
Making,
just, stepped away that third day and just been like, okay, I'm done. But decided to
I'm
go
done.
again. It got a little better, then it went again, a little better, a little better, a little better, and then I ended up going down without falling once. And then by the end, I was doing pretty decent. Not perfect, but
Wow, really?
I
Very
could at
cool.
least go down it. So,
Yeah,
I know that's kind of like a random example, but it's kind of like that with everything, where you don't really see the progress at times, and
yeah,
sometimes it's just very small incremental steps, and sometimes it's a 2 step forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. It's just walking forward, and even though you're making progress, you kind of give some back, but you still making progress overall, and you got to just focus
yeah,
on that, because it can be difficult, and especially with things that are more difficult to attain, certain careers, certain lifestyles, whatever it may be,
yeah,
whatever you're looking for in life, wealth or a good relationship, love, or a fancy car, whatever it is, things that are more difficult to achieve are going to need more input,
yeah,
and it's going to take at times longer to do those things, and it's going to be frustrating, because the process of doing those things is going to seem like you're always going to be in the process of doing it, and it's just never going to end, and so that
yeah,
cycle is just going to keep repeating, and it's just going to be like, okay, I'm doing the right things, I'm working toward this, but it just seems like this
yeah,
cycle of working towards it never ends. But it's not true, because the progress will come as long as you stay consistent. I know how hard that can be, because I'm going through that now, with certain things and personal things and career things. Just feels like you work towards this thing, and then you get a little progress, 2 steps
Yeah.
forward, then it's 1 step back, and it just feels like you're stuck in that process. But
Yeah.
you are moving forward, you are getting closer every day, and even if you don't see it, just kind of zoom out and take a look at where you started, because I guarantee you're a lot farther now than where you were.
Yeah.
Don't focus on how much further you have to go. Just take a look back instead and say, okay, look how far I've come. There's always two ways to look at something. You can keep looking ahead and be discouraged and say, okay,
Yeah.
I still got 2 years to go until I'm there. Or you can look back and say, okay, well, I've already put 3 years in or 4 years in. Look how
Yeah.
far I've come within that time. I'm not that much farther away from getting to that thing. And as tough as that can be at times, to kind of just continue on with doing that same process of just working when you've been doing it for so long and
Yeah.
still doing it. You gotta just keep your head down and make it happen.
Yeah.
You gotta just keep going, because you never know when that breakout
Yeah. You
moment
never
for
know.
you is
Yeah.
gonna be, and there's always going to be a lucky day.
Yeah.
And the best way to guarantee you never miss that lucky day is to never miss a day. I believe Andrew Tate said that, but there is going to be a lucky day where maybe everything clicks for you, or maybe your video, if you're doing YouTube, gets pushed to an algorithm and it blows up and gets a million views, or maybe you meet the right business person who helps spark an idea, or you may meet someone who invests in you, or whatever the case may be. There's always going to be that lucky day, and the one way to guarantee you never miss that lucky day is to never miss a day. And the only
Yeah.
way to do that is to continue working, despite
Yeah.
if you're discouraged, or if you don't want to do it, if you feel tired, or whatever the case is. The only way is to keep going,
Yeah. Keep
and you
going.
gotta
Yeah.
just keep doing. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep working. I know it sucks. I know it
Yeah.
can be hard sometimes, but just focus on how far you've come in the good, and focus on your why. Are you doing this to help your family, to set yourself up financially, to be free, whatever it is that you're working towards? Is it, for a loved one? Is it whatever that reason is that motivated you to start this thing in the beginning? Find that and just
Yeah.
focus on that in the hard times. And that'll kind of keep you going through some of these moments of just feeling like you're in a cycle of just a never-ending cycle. But it does end,
Yeah.
it does break. You gotta just keep pushing through, because that day that'll come, the only way to make sure you don't miss that day is to never miss a day. So you gotta just keep going, And another good way to look at it is, life is gonna pass by either way.
Yeah.
Time's gonna pass by either way. And what else are you gonna do if you gave up on this thing that you feel like you're here to do? What
Yeah.
else are you gonna do? Time is gonna pass by either way. Might
Yeah.
as well spend it doing what you love doing, or what you feel like you should be doing, especially if that thing has a bigger purpose than just yourself. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be it for this one. First video back in Miami. You guys can tell from the backdrop. I'm wearing a hoodie though, because it is cold in here in the AC. But appreciate you guys all for coming. Remember to live for the now, as always. See you guys in
Yeah.
the next one. Peace.
That was for those you feel second the purchase by Chris out. Wow. Be true. Sometimes we do feel like we are second the process, yeah. Wow. The link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like. And comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one. And subscribe if you're new, and click the bell so you can be notified when I upload in about time. Wow.